This video is going to show you 3 ways to unlock your default vibration and understanding how to live within your passion and how to let go of what really doesn't serve you. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to find your default frequency. Now I know that sounds woo-woo, but understand that with this idea, what I'm going to be sharing with you is that there is a certain feeling, there is a certain level of passion that if you learn to follow and if you learn to express it 100%, will completely transform your life and will allow you to really let go of the filters that hold you back. Now this is something I've really been learning a lot more of lately because I realize that it is so natural to be a certain way, but many times when in certain type of situations, there's like a filter that goes around and then it's almost like it keeps you in a certain way. It keeps you from going outside of that bubble. I realize this if I go to the park or I go in public to film a video. It's like almost like right now I feel so loose. I feel like I can just be myself. I am my default frequency, we could say. But when I go out into public, it's almost like I start to overthink it and it puts me into this perceptual filter that makes me feel like I can't be who I really am meant to be. Now, that comes from also understanding social conditioning, letting that go, but also realizing, once again, it's not about like attaining a new perspective, it's about just letting go of caring what people think, letting go of perspectives that really don't serve, and as I let go of what other people think, and I can then just be who I'm meant to be and express myself 100%. That's what I'm going to be showing you with this video. I'm going to be showing you exactly how to go about that and the most powerful way that I have found from my own personal experience. So the first one and the first way that we can unlock this has to do with deconstructing our personality. Now, we think of our personality as something that is set. We think that our personality is something that's fearful of letting go of. You know, it's like a negative thing if somebody tells you you've changed. But realize our personality is something that we choose, whether it's on a subconscious level or a conscious level. Now think of your personality as something that does change depending upon your own state of being. For example, if you're in a cranky mood, maybe you haven't eaten in a while, and somebody says something to you and you feel frustrated, your personality is going to react differently than if you were in a different state of being, than if you were happy, something great just happened, and you're feeling like on top of the world, you're going to respond differently. Now, that means that our personality isn't something that is set. Our personality is dependent upon currently what we are thinking, feeling, and acting. And when we start to understand this, we realize we can align it to who we really prefer to be. Now, this is going to have to know with, first off, what we can do is let go of the thoughts that no longer serve us, the beliefs we have that no longer serve us. We can let go from that point of the emotions that we feel by starting to associate ourselves as being able to do what we want, being able to do our passion for a living. And then thirdly, we can start to not do the actions that aren't serving us, that are causing all 3 of these to go in a certain direction. So this means, first off, is letting go of the personality traits that we no longer prefer to have. Let go of thinking our personality is something that is set. And as we do that, we can start to wire in a new level of being and of who we prefer to be. So to do this, what we do is we first off become aware of how we think, how we feel, how we act. As we become aware of that, we can become conscious of those thoughts when they come up, of those feelings, of those actions, and what we can do is start to build the momentum in wiring in the new way that we prefer to be. Now, the second thing and the second way we can unlock this is by realizing, first off, there is a default, what we could call frequency or vibration of who we are meant to be. No filters, it's when we feel like we're at our peak, and that is a state of being. Now, what we can learn to do is to feel that more of the time and to realize that in every moment, as we follow our passion, as we do the next most exciting thing, we are following that passion and we are building up that momentum of how we prefer to feel. So in order to do this, what you can do is simply ask yourself the question, what is the most exciting thing that I can do right now that I feel passionate about? And out of all the options you have, find the most exciting one you can do and just simply do that until the next most exciting thing comes up. And what you'll find is as you use this technique or as you use this process, you start to build a very powerful energy, you start to build a very powerful momentum, and you'll find that synchronicity, things just start happening for you because you are living to that authentic expression of who you are. Now, I've explained this analogy before, but it's something that just kind of makes it easier for our right brain to understand it because it's more of a picture or a metaphor. But imagine that we're in the valley. We're walking around, there's trees around, it's kind of hard to see. We have what is fundamentally called a higher self, a higher perspective, a higher awareness that's on top of the mountain that can see where we are going. They can see and help us and guide us. The way that our higher self guides us through the valley, which is hard to see, is through the feeling of passion, through the feeling of excitement. When we are feeling that excitement, that is guiding us and telling us that we are in the right direction. And even if it feels like we're veering off course, but we're following our excitement, or it's going to be a little bit longer to where we're supposed to be, but we feel excited, that is actually the shortest path towards us getting up the mountain, because that feeling is what drives us, and that feeling is the guiding mechanism that we can use. So realize that that authentic vibration, that expression that's at the top of the mountain is guiding us through our vibrational feeling of excitement, and the more we follow our excitement, the more that we really allow ourselves to be who we prefer to be and to be practicing and building that momentum. So the third way that we can unlock our true vibration has to do with simply letting go of labels and definitions. Now, I know I talk about this a lot on my channel, but it is just so powerful, realizing that our labels many times are keeping us in a certain box and in a certain bubble. Now, if we have labels that say I am shy, which is once again related to the personality, if we have labels that say that this is just the way things happen, these definitions hold us back from experiencing what we really want. And many times it'd be very easy to move in the vibration that we prefer, but because we have a definition that creates a rigidity or creates some type of bubble or limitation, that means we won't actually experience it. So what are some examples of this? Well, the easiest one, honestly, is just of being shy or being a certain type of person. I can't go out and talk to those people. I am a shy person. I don't feel comfortable doing that. This is why sometimes stepping outside the comfort zone is so powerful, because even though we might associate it with being something that's a fearful feeling, the idea is that that anxiety can easily be transformed by simply realizing that as we start to associate it with excitement, it's just that what anxiety is it's excitement with a negative definition on it, a label on it, that then causes negative experience. If instead, when we feel anxiety, we realize we're feeling excitement and we start to give it a positive meaning I don't know what's going to happen in this situation, so I'm excited to see what happens, we will start to get a positive effect. But you see, the more that we act outside of our normal realm of expression of who we think we are, our personality or the labels we give ourselves, the more we break down that construct and we're able to really feel free. Imagine you always associated yourself with being shy, but what you do is you just start to break outside of that every now and then, and as you do it, you realize that good things happen. You're in an uncertain space, and in that uncertain space, there is so much freedom. So you see, the more that we break out of these little bubbles we create for ourselves, the more that we actually are able to be who we prefer to be, and that's when everything begins to change, because then we are being the authentic part of who we prefer to be. So remember, to unlock your vibration, all you really have to do is to first off become aware and realize that your vibration is communicating with you through the feeling of excitement. The more that you follow that excitement, the more you build up that momentum, and that at the same time what you can begin to do is to be aware that your personality is flexible, that you can let go of traits that don't serve, you can pay more attention to how you think, how you feel, and how you act, and you can wire in the way that you prefer to be. And then thirdly, you can become aware that the more you are able to really step outside of your self-image, step outside of the labels that you give yourself, the more you step into uncertainty, which is then more in alignment with that vibration of who you prefer to be. So With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, hit that little notification gear so that you're able to get the daily videos that I do. So, other than that, peace, much love, namaste.